Hello everyone, welcome to Chronicles Simplified. In this video, we will discuss the Classicism and the Classical Period, episode 1 of Literary Movements, the Representative Writers and Works. What is Classicism? Classicism is adherence to ancient principles of art. It is aesthetic attitude and principles based on culture, art and literature of ancient Greece and Rome. It is characterized by emphasis on form, simplicity, proportion and restrained emotion. Classical works are those that characterize and replicate the style of classical antiquity found in Roman, Greek paintings, writings, sculptures, plays, architectural designs and other forms. To clarify, these aren't the artistic works from the Greek and Roman periods, but this is art produced afterwards in the same style. Who is a classicist? Someone who prefers a traditional and simple style and stresses on reason. He or she who believes art must have a rigid and strict structure, follows the three unities of time, place and action, and uses strict, rigid and logical diction and theme. Are classic and classicism the same? No. A classic expresses artistic quality and stands the test of time. It has a certain universal appeal and it inspires other writers who come afterwards and is relevant to all the generations. In short, classic represents the best of a certain era. Classical relates to ancient Greek and Roman culture. Classicism is the revival of classical styles seen in periods like the Renaissance and Neoclassicism. What is the best example? Greek literature is the best example for classical and classicism. It has influenced not only its Roman neighbors to the west but also countless generations across the European continent and the world. Where were they from? The Greek authors are not only from Greece but there were also many in Asia Minor, the islands of the Aegean, Sicily and southern Italy. How to understand the classical period? To fully understand and appreciate Greek literature, one must separate it. How? It should be divided based on the epic, tragedies, comedies, as well as histories and philosophies. How has the period been divided? Greek literature has been divided into three distinct periods, namely archaic, classical, Hellenistic. Unfortunately, with only a few exceptions, much of what was created during the archaic and classical period remains in only fragments. Defining the archaic period. The representative poet of this period was Homer. Homer's epics Iliad and Odyssey are the best examples. It is said Alexander the Great slept with a copy of the book under his pillow and even believed he was related to Achilles. After Homer came lyric poetry. One of the female lyric poets of the period was Sappho, often called the 10th Muse. Defining the classical period. In this period, oral recitation of poetry got morphed into drama. The purpose of drama is to entertain and educate the Greek citizen and explore a problem. Although many Greek tragedians were there are only three for whom there are complete plays. They are Aeschylus, Sophocles and Euripides. Aeschylus was the earliest of the three. His surviving works include Persians, Seven Against Thebes, Suppliants, Prometheus Bound and Orestia trilogy. The second is Sophocles. His most famous work, part of a trilogy, is Oedipus Rex or Oedipus the King, a play written 16 years after the first of the three, that is Antigone. The third is Euripides, the author of 90 plays, among which Hippolytus, Trojan Women, Orestes are notable. Euripides was known for introducing a second act to his plays. His play Medea speaks of a bitter woman who took revenge against her lover by killing her children. Another playwright of the era was the Athenian author of Greek comedy Aristophanes, author of Old Comedy. His plays were satires of public figures and affairs. His plays include Knights, Lysistrata, The Frogs, The Clouds, a play that ridiculed the philosopher Socrates as a corrupt teacher of rhetoric. Defining the classical period also includes philosophers and historians. Other important contributors to Greek literature were the philosophers. Among them, Plato, Aristotle, Epictetus, and Epicurus are important. The final group of contributors to the ancient Greek literature are Herodotus, Thucydides, Polybius. They are historians. Defining the Hellenistic period. Notable writers of the Hellenistic period are Callimachus, his student Theocritus, Apollonius Rhodius, and the highly respected historian Plutarch. The best known playwright of the era is the Athenian Menander, the leading proponent of new comedy, authored over 100 plays including Disclose, Perikyromena, and Epitrabontes. He was also known as the master of suspense. His plays were later adapted by the Roman authors Plautus and Terence. Polybius and Terence are the famous historians of this era. The famous critics of this classical literature includes Edith Hamilton. He is the most influential critic of classical literature. Other critics are Paul Shorey, Gilbert Murray, John Mason Brown, Brooks Atkinson, and Gertrude Stein. Thank you for joining. Until next time, stay awesome.